Friends, now South Africa has come on a tour to Australia where they will be playing a test series of three matches. And after this test series, there is going to be an ODI series of three matches. And the first test match is going to start soon on 17th of December. In India, you can watch it live in the morning, 5:50 a.m. And the first test match will be held at the ground of Gaba. Now, talking about this three match test series and also the first test match, I'll be giving you my preview and prediction about the first match and also about the test series. Now, this series is going to be a really tough one for Australia because South African team is also a good team. Australian team has been performing really well in the recent past, but they haven't really faced tough opponents. So I think South Africa is going to give them a tough fight because South Africa right now is at number two position in the WTC table, and Australia, of course, is at the number one position, and they are at the number one position by a big margin. But for South Africa, this series is going to be an important series if they want to secure a place in the WTC finals, and they must win at least one match of this series to remain in contention for the WTC race. And you would be surprised to know that South Africa has not lost a test series to Australia since 2008. And after 2008, South Africa has played Australia in Australia three times. And in all the three series, South Africa has defeated Australia. So South Africa has been enjoying a good dominance over Australia, even in their own country and in Australia since last 14 years, and they would like to continue that. But will they be able to continue that? That we will have to see in the series. Now let's have a look at the squads of both the teams and have a look at the expected playing 11 of both the teams for the first test match. Now this is the South African squad. Dean Elgar captain, Temba Bavuma, Cyril Erwi, Rassie van der Dussen, Khaya Zondo. So you can see that in their batting lineup, their important batsman Keegan Peterson is not there. He's injured and not available for the series. So that is a big blow for South Africa. Then they have all-rounders Theunis de Bruyn and Marco Jansen. So there will be some newcomers in the series for South Africa. Then two wicketkeeper batsmen, Henrich Klaasen, Kyle Varian. Then their specialist bowlers, Gerald Coetzee, Simon Harmer, Keshav Maharaj, Lungi Ngidi, Enrich Nortje, Kagiso Rabada, and Lizard Williams. Now let's have a look at the Australian squad for this series. This is the Australian squad for this series. David Warner, Steve Smith, Marcus Harris, Usman Khawaja. Then their all-rounders, Travis Head. Travis Head is, of course, their specialist batsman. He can roll off a few overs. Marnus Labuschagne, Michael Neser, Cameron Green, wicketkeeper Alex Carey. Then their specialist bowlers, Pat Cummins, Scott Boland, Nathan Lyon, Lance Morris, Mitchell Starc. So you can see that Australia is also at their full strength, especially in the batting. But in the bowling department, they are missing Josh Hazelwood. He is injured and not available for the series. Now, going by their squads, the expected playing 11 for both the teams will be for Australia. This is going to be their playing 11 for the first match. David Warner and Usman Khawaja will open. Then Marnus Labuschagne, Steve Smith, Travis Head, Cameron Green, Alex Carey, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Nathan Lyon, and Scott Boland. For South Africa, their playing 11 would be something like this. Dean Elgar, their captain, will be opening with Cyril Erwi. Then Rassie van der Dussen, he is making a comeback after the injury. So that is a good news for South Africa, but they will be missing Keegan Peterson. At 4, Temba Bavuma. Bavuma plays in the middle order in test matches. And at number 5, one of these batsmen will play either Khaya Zondo or Theunis de Bruyn. Then Kyle Varian, wicketkeeper, Marco Jansen, Keshav Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, Enrich Nortje, Lungi Ngidi. Now, as you can see in their lineup, that bowling-wise, both the teams are looking equal. Even though Australia will be missing the services of Hazelwood, but they will have the advantage of playing at home and they are in really good form. So I think in bowling department, Australian team and South African team both are looking almost equal. South Africa has got a really good pace attack, and also they have a world class spinner in Keshav Maharaj. But it's in the batting department. In the batting department, Australia looks superior side. Some of their players like Usman Khwaja and Labuschagne and Steve Smith, they have been in really good form in 2022. And also Travis Head. The form of David Warner is a bit of a concern, but for South Africa, there are a lot of concerns in their batting department. They will be missing one of their key players, key batsman, Keegan Peterson, and you'd be surprised to know that South Africa, in their last four test innings, they have been bowled out for under 200 runs, and in their last 17 test innings, they have been able to cross 300 runs mark only 5 times. So South African team is, of course, struggling in the batting department, but maybe the conditions of Australia, the fast and bouncy pitches are going to suit South Africa batsmen because they would be something similar to South African pitches. Now, what would be the result of the series? Can South Africa maintain their dominance over Australia, which they have been doing since 2008 by winning all the test series and 3 test series in Australia? That is a big achievement. Well, in this test series, I think Australia is not going to lose the series. I can't say that whether South Africa will win or not, but Australia won't lose the series. And South Africa will win one test match, at least one test match. So, according to me, two possibilities look quite likely to me. Either Australia will win by a result of 2-1, or the series will end in a draw with a result of 1-all. But if I have to choose only one out of these two outcomes, 1-1 or 2-1, I will pick 2-1 in favor of Australia. And I think the deciding factor will be the loss of Keegan Peterson for South Africa. So maybe due to that loss, Australia will just go ahead of South Africa and be able to win the series by 2-1. That is my series prediction, that Australia will win this test series by 2-1. And regarding the first test match, I will pick Australia. I think Australia will win the first test match because the match is also at Gabba, where Australia has a really good test record. Although they lost to India at Gabba 2 years ago, but still, other than that, they have enjoyed a really good test record at Gabba, and they are in good form. They have just beaten West Indies in Australia. So I think South Africa will take time. They will be able to make a comeback in the series, but Australia will make the winning start and Australia will win the first test match. That is my prediction about the first match. So let's see, friends, how the series goes. I think it is going to be a good series, a thrilling series. So let's see.